Okay, thank you for joining this live session. Okay, it's been announced that Trump has announced a 5-day postponement of planned military strikes against Iranian power plants and energy infrastructure. Okay, so let's see now. The context is the impending expiry of that of the threat as of 23:44 GMT today. Today the 23rd of March. Okay, so Iran is saying that Trump cited productive talks, and then Iran said no, they didn't. There were no direct or indirect contact. They characterized the move as a retreat or a tactic to lower energy prices and buy time for further military planning. Okay. Okay. Trump halts strike against Iranian energy targets after very good talks, which obviously Iran is disputing, saying that they didn't have any talks at all. Okay, so let's see. A couple of stocks are currently in the news. One of them is Tesla. Tesla is people are well, it's picking up some strength with the broader market. Outside that, people are a bit skeptical about the tariff arb. They're not exactly sure whether that's really real or just to whip up buying frenzy. Yeah. Okay, gold is recovering. Gold was down earlier on. It's recovering some of the losses because of the postponement of the strikes. Nvidia is up 2.65%. That's quite decent. So this is still the pre-market session. We have roughly 55 minutes before the market opens. Yeah, Nvidia is also okay. I think given what's going on right now, has brushed off this scandal from SMCI. Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's not much of a problem right now. People are focusing on other things, you know. SPY up 1.85%. Triple Q up, let's see, 1.79%. VG down 5.25%. DJT up 1.28%. USO down 8.14%. GLD down 1.27%. I think it's recovering, yeah. Gold is recovering, yeah. We can see that up there. AGQ, let's see. AGQ up 1.3%. Okay, gold is rejecting, it's getting some resistance. Okay, the extrapolation on this 4-hour chart for gold is that higher prices will continue to continue to print. It might that it may hold its bounce. That's what the extrapolation is saying. Yeah, is this postponement real? Is this real, or it's just a ploy to? This is a dummy. Is it a dummy for Iran to play their cards or show their hand? It could be. It could be. There's a chance that it may be. As a matter of fact, Iran is actually saying that it's a gimmick, not really real, not genuine, and actually saying that they've had no talks at all, no direct talks. There's a pivotal projection here on gold. 4517. No, so 4533. Yeah, it seems 4533. Yeah, is it? No, 4598. 4598. Yeah, just like the broader market, just like gold, Nvidia is has had a bounce. It has a pivotal projection and it has just surpassed it. 176.45. Higher prices are expected to remain in place at least up till tomorrow, the 24th. Then after that, it might contract and resume the uptrend as well tomorrow as well. Yeah, this is a 4-hour chart. Mark 7 correlation turns negative as valuations drop below 25%, 25x. For most of the past 3 years, S&P 500 index has moved closely with Mark 7 stocks. That relationship turned negative on the 23rd of February when the correlation between the group and the equal weighted S&P 500 slipped below zero, signaling a divergence that has continued to deepen. The break comes as geopolitical tensions, including the war in Iran, ripple through markets and push oil prices higher. It also follows a stretch where big tech lagged, with the Mark 7 index declined 7.3% from late October through February, while the equal weight S&P 500 advanced 8.9%, led by cyclical sectors. More recently, the dynamic appears to be shifting again. While the broader market has come under pressure, the decline in big tech has been comparatively small, suggesting some relative resilience. At the same time, valuations have reset, with the Mark 7 now trading below 25 times estimated earnings, down from nearly 33 times in October and beneath its long-term average. Strategists point to this reset alongside signs that capital inflows may be rotating back toward US equities, a potential setup for renewed leadership, particularly given the group's significant weight in the S&P 500. There are still risks that could temper that view. Nvidia, the largest component, has traded sideways in recent months after an extended rally, with investors questioning whether growth expectations tied to AI demand are becoming stretched. Meanwhile, heavy spending on AI infrastructure is weighing on free cash flow for major hyperscalers such as Amazon, Microsoft, Alphabet, and Meta, with combined figures projected to fall sharply this year compared with prior periods. Even so, earnings for the Mark 7 are still expected to grow faster than the rest of the market, with forecasts pointing to 19% growth in 2026 versus 14% for the broader S&P 500, a gap that could continue to support their positioning if conditions stabilize. Okay, let's see. GPUs built the boom, but the next great AI stocks aren't what you think. Okay, let's see what they're saying here. The biggest gains in any tech cycle don't come from what everyone already understands. They come from spotting the next constraint before it shows up in the data, before it hits earnings calls, before it becomes consensus. That's exactly what we are starting to see right now coming out of NVIDIA's GTC conference. Okay. It's the same pattern we've seen play out again and again. AI runs into bottleneck and the companies solving the constraint become the next big winners. Where would the next big gains in AI stocks come from? That's the question every investor is trying to answer right now. And some of the most important clues for anyone tracking AI stocks are emerging this week, not on Wall Street, but in Silicon Valley. At NVIDIA's GTC conference, Every year, thousands of engineers, developers, and executives gather to hear NVIDIA's Jensen Huang outline what's coming up next. But GTC has evolved into something much bigger. It is where the AI industry telegraphs its next move, and where investors hunting for the best AI stocks often get their earliest signals. This year, one message is coming through loud and clear. While Nvidia built its dominance on GPUs, Nvidia is now turning its attention to something far less glamorous, but potentially far more important to the future of AI infrastructure: the central processing unit. It's not, it may not sound exciting, but this shift could define the next wave of leadership in AI stocks to watch. The chip that built the AI boom. For the past several years, GPUs have been the backbone of the AI boom and the driving force behind the surge in AI stocks. These chips excel at parallel processing, making them ideal for training and running large AI models. That advantage created one of the biggest supply squeezes in semiconductor history. Tech giants raced to secure GPUs, data centers expanded at breakneck speed, and Nvidia stock became the biggest single winner in the AI trade. In its most recent quarter, Nvidia generated more than $60 billion in data center revenue, up roughly 75% year over year. Its market cap surged past $4 trillion, cementing its place at the center of the AI economy. But the next phase of AI and the next leadership stock in AI stocks may require something different. The rise of agentic AI. Until recently, most AI applications behave like chatbots. You ask a question, the system responds. But the next evolution, agentic AI, is already here. These systems don't just answer prompts. They coordinate tasks, retrieve data, make decisions, and collaborate against networks of AI agents. In other words, they don't just respond, they act. And that shift is reshaping the demand placed on AI infrastructure. GPUs still handle the heavy lifting of model training and inference. But in an agentic AI world where multiple systems are communicating, coordinating, and moving data in real time, something else becomes critical: general purpose compute. That's where CPUs come in. GPUs run the models. CPUs increasingly run the system that manages the models. And that distinction could matter a lot for investors looking beyond today's winners in AI stocks. Nvidia is quite pivot. Nvidia clearly sees the shift coming. Years ago, it introduced its Grace CPU platform. Now its next generation system, Vera, is moving toward a broader deployment. The company recently signed a multi-year deal with Meta Platforms to deploy Grace CPUs at scale inside data centers. And NVIDIA-powered CPU systems are already running at major research institutions. Why does this matter for AI stocks? Because the explosive growth in GPUs has exposed a new bottleneck. CPUs in today's AI data centers. Racks are filled with incredibly expensive GPUs, but if CPUs feeding those GPUs can't keep up, those GPUs sit idle. And idle GPUs are unacceptable in a world where demand for AI infrastructure is still accelerating. A quiet supply crunch. We are already seeing early signs of strain. Server CPUs delivery times are stretching toward 6 months. Prices are rising, and chip makers are warning about a tightening supply. AMD has described demand as unprecedented. Intel has warned inventories could run to unusually low levels. The problem is straightforward. Semiconductor capacity takes years to expand, and as demand for AI infrastructure surges, driven by both traditional models and agentic AI systems, supply is struggling to keep up. Some analysts now expect global CPU market to more than double by 2030. That's a major shift, and one that could reshape the landscape of AI stocks to watch. The next opportunity in AI stocks. Right now, most investors are still focused on the obvious winners. Names like Nvidia stock dominate the headlines, and for good reason. But the biggest gains in AI stocks rarely come from what's already obvious. They come from bottlenecks. Because when a system hits a constraint, capital flows towards the company solving it. We've seen this before. In the early internet era, the biggest gains didn't just come from software companies. They came from the firm supplying the raw materials behind the build out. Companies like Freeport, McMoran, Cameco, and others delivered massive returns as suppliers struggled to keep up with demand. Today, the same dynamic is emerging because AI does not just require software, it requires infrastructure, chips, energy, memory, data centers. And across this entire stack, new constraints are forming. That's the new wave of winners in AI stocks. That's why the new wave of winners in AI stocks may not look very different from the first. Prepare for the next phase. When bottlenecks emerge, money moves often quickly, and the winners who recognize those shifts early are the ones who tend to outperform. That's exactly preparing for the next phase. When bottlenecks emerge, money moves often quickly, and investors who recognize those shifts early are the ones who tend to outperform. That's exactly what I break down in his presentation. Okay. Okay. Nvidia stock faces 2026 low. This Chinese AI chip rival can make things worse. Okay, let's see what we have here. Nvidia needs a booster as it heads for its lowest levels of 2026. So far early Monday. Resumption of sales in China looks promising, but competition from a new Huawei chip could be an obstacle. Nvidia shares were okay. They're now up now, no more down. They were up. They are now up. Okay. One of the factors Nvidia is counting on to get the shares going is prospective sales in China. However, Huawei has just launched its Atlas 350 accelerator designed for AI inference, producing output from AI models, according to multiple reports from domestic China media. Notably, Huawei claims the Atlas 350 can deliver nearly 3 times the compute power of NVIDIA H2O chip, one version of the limited hardware the US chip maker is permitted to sell to China by the US government. Asylon and NVIDIA collaborate to advance physical AI and robotic security with the introduction of Dronic Overwatch, Drone IQ. Okay. NVIDIA Emerald AI partner with power companies on new AI factories. NVIDIA and Emerald AI said they would work with several power producers to develop a new class of AI factories designed to connect to energy grids faster and support power systems as surging demand for AI strains electricity infrastructure. These facilities will operate as what the companies on Monday today, the 23rd of March, called flexible energy assets, supporting power grids by modulating consumption and leveraging on-site generation and storage. Participating companies include AES, Constellation, Invaji, Next Era Energy, N-Scale Energy and Power, and Vistra. NVIDIA said the facilities would use its Vera Rubin DSX reference architecture alongside a software layer known as DSX Flex, which allows operators to align competing workloads with power availability. Emerald AI's conductor platform will coordinate competing demand with on-site generation, batteries, and other energy sources. Okay, thanks for joining this session. We're counting down to the open. We have roughly 2 minutes before the market opens. 5 stocks dominating retail bourse as NVIDIA, Micron lead AI rally. Yeah, okay. SMCI faces legal overhang as retail debates intensifies. Micron rallies on record results and strong outlook. Ulta Beauty resets, draws scrutiny on margins and demand. CF Industries get cash boost as policy and geopolitics bite. NVIDIA's GTC spotlight on an inference inflection. Okay, the market has just opened. Okay, NVIDIA is up 2.55%. 11 million shares have crossed the tape. SPY up 1.83%. let's see what we have for Q, triple Q. Triple Q up by 1.75%. Tesla. We covered Tesla earlier on today, up 1.03% at 376. VG down 1.96%. DJT up 0.29%. USO down 7%. GLD up down 1.2%. Gold is not rejecting the it had a bounce, but it seemed to be rejecting it. Yeah. AGQ down 0.12%. High volatile. Yeah, Nvidia's rallying strong. Okay, I need to feed this back to the page. While that is coming up, let's see what's going on. US futures saw just Iran strike delay sparks the escalation rally, lifting travel and pressure in energy. as oil retreats. Okay, yeah, thanks for joining this live session. Okay, let's see what's going on with USO. Okay, USO down 7%. Okay, USO down 7.66%. Let's see what's going on. Okay, this is its daily chart. Lower prices are expected to continue to print, going all the way towards the 9th of April. Okay, then after that, we're looking at the prospects of a minor bounce. Momentum is saying here that yeah, momentum may continue to decay all the way towards the 6th of April. And this is its daily chart. Let's see what we have for the 4-hour chart. Okay, what is light bounce is expected in the next couple of hours. Yeah, we have a divergence of things, of extrapolations. Yeah, has there been any improvement in the situation with Strait of Hormuz? I doubt it. Let's see. Okay, before we check the news, let's see. We have a look at the weekly chart, if there's anything there for USO. Yeah, lower prices expected up till the 6th of April as well. Here projections are saying we have a pivotal downward projection here of 76.93. Was at this sort of level as of the 2nd of February. Yeah, here on the daily chart, downward projection we have is 92.27 for USO. GLD is expected to pick up a bounce from Wednesday 25th. Projections are saying 382, 398, 424. Yeah, momentum is expected to begin to pick up from Wednesday 25th. There's a chance that by the 27th it may have crossed its 10-day moving average and may hold that strength going all the way towards the 7th of April based on its 10-day moving average. Let's see what we have for GLD. Let's see. Why gold isn't the shield they promised to be. Okay, forget the flight to safety, forget protection against inflation. Nothing works as it should be, as it should when everyone else who runs into it, when everyone else who owns it is rushing to raise cash, even gold. The precious metal entered the bear market today, retreating more than 20% from its all-time high and wiping out all its gains this year, though it paired losses when Trump released his deadline for Iran to allow ships out of the Persian Gulf. Buyers who turned into sellers of gold in recent weeks include private investors who had piled in last year and funds that are trading on momentum. Those who might sell include central banks needing dollars to buy oil, anyone who used debt to get into the trade, and those rebalancing their portfolios as stocks and bonds fall in price. Okay. Okay, USO down 8.13%. USO down 8.28%. Yeah, let's see. The extrapolation is saying that lower prices may continue to print all the way towards the 9th of April. After that, there might be a bounce. Momentum based on its 10-day moving average is declining and is expected to continue to do so up till at least the the 6th of April. But by the 9th, the next day, there's a chance it may rise above its 10-day moving average. Yeah, it has a pivotal downward projection here of $9.27. Yeah. Okay, let's see what we have for GLD. GLD down 1.39%, but it seems to be recovering, attempting to recover some of the weakness it has printed. Let's look at the 5-minute chart for GLD. Sideways movement is expected. Okay, let's go back to the daily chart for GLD. Yeah, a bounce is expected by Wednesday, and the algos on the 10-day moving average, the price pressure momentum of the 10-day moving average, saying that there's a chance that by the 27th, which is going to be Friday, there's a chance that by then it may have crossed up, it may cross above its it may have crossed above its 10-day moving average. This is the 10-day moving average for GLD. It is trading. The stock is trading at a huge discount to that moving average. So a bounce is expected, and there is an indication that they might hold it up to the 31st of March. And projections are saying 382, 398, and 424. Why gold isn't the shield it promised to be? Okay, the precious metal entered the bear market today, the 23rd of March 2026, retreating more than 20% from its all-time high and wiping out all its gains this year, though it paid losses when Trump delayed its deadline for Iran to allow ships out of the Persian Gulf. Buyers who turned into sellers of gold in recent weeks include private investors who piled in last year and funds that trade on momentum. Those who might sell include central banks needing dollars to buy oil, anyone who used debt to get into the trade, and those rebalancing their portfolios as stocks and bonds fall in price. Okay. AGQ is up 2.59%. Lower prices are expected to continue to print regardless up till Thursday, the 26th. From Friday, the 27th, it's indicating that they might bounce and might hold the bounce up till the 9th of April. So for now, momentum is expected to continue to decay, but there is a chance that by the 31st of April, it may have bounced above its 10-day moving average. For AGQ, the projections are saying everything is negative here, nothing positive for AGQ. Let's see what we have on its weekly chart. Okay, on the weekly chart, let's begin with projections. We have 55.37, this one here, and then and 5.63. Okay, so this bounce that has happened today, it's saying that by the 13th of April that it may still hold it. It may still hold that bounce, but no guarantee that that will be the case at all. That's a long time to come. But in any case, AGQ is up 2.44%. Yeah. MGRX up 116.73%. MGRX up 114.63%. Okay, let's see what we have. Let's see, the company filed a lawsuit on the 17th of March in Texas against the Clarity Ventures, its former technology consulting and software development firm, seeking damages exceeding $73 million. The company alleges Clarity failed to deliver a fully functional HIPAA compliant ARP and e-commerce platform. The news, announced 6 days earlier, appears to have triggered renewed buying interest in this pre-market session, following the stock's 54.51% decline to $0.162 on Friday the 20th. Reports from financial news outlets directly link the ongoing lawsuit to pre-market rally, with the stock jumping around 67% earlier on. Okay, is that how material is that? How fundamental is that? How fundamental is that for MGRX? Mango Citicals. Okay, I remember seeing that. Okay, so what are the algos saying? They're saying that we should expect a consolidation from Wednesday the 25th, and possibly from the 7th, it might begin to attempt to resume the uptrend. Oh my, yeah, it might attempt to resume. Yeah, it might attempt to print higher prices. Okay, projections are saying 0.0090, and then every other thing is a negative projection 0.02508, 0.4113. Okay, let's see. Does it have anything on its weekly chart? Nothing. Nothing at all. Projections here are saying also severely bearish, severely negative projections. On the 4-hour chart, we have 0.0476 MGRX. Let's see how many shares it has exchanged in this session. If anything at all. Okay, we can find it here. We can find it here on yeah, 157 million shares. Yeah. Okay, let's see whether we can get something out of SMX. Not very much. For now, not very much. HKIT down 68.3%. Okay, let's see what we have. No clear catalyst identified for this plunge on HKIT. Now let's see. Volume surged dramatically to over 1.2 million shares, far above the average of 75,000 with intraday highs reaching $1.45. This marked a continuation of recent short-term momentum, following an 11% gain the previous session that was also described as lacking specific news. Okay. No news, earnings, contracts, analyst actions, regulatory updates, or fundamental announcement appear tied to Friday's action. Okay, this was not today. Not this is not fresh. Not a fresh news. But the stock is down 68%. Not it's not up. It's down. HKIT is down. HKIT is down 68%. Yeah, yesterday from Friday it reached the highs of challenged the resistance it has at 1.18 and got a rejection today. So the algos are saying it might continue to decline up to Wednesday. Then by Thursday, it might attempt to bounce again, contract thereafter, and then maybe resume the uptrend. So the projections are currently saying 1.47. This one here, pivotal projection 1.47. DTCK. Let's see what it is. Anything concerning DTCK. Okay, data. Nasdaq delisting determination. Nasdaq issued a staff determination letter on the 18th, notifying Davis Commodities Limited that it will be delisted from Nasdaq for failing to regain compliance with the $1 minimum bid rule. Okay. company filed a Form 6K disclosing the notice around Friday the 20th and stated it intends to request a hearing before the NASDAQ hearings panel by the 25th of March. Deadline to seek a stay and present a compliance plan. However, even a timely appeal will not prevent trading suspension if the panel does not grant relief. DTCK, okay, a bounce is expected by Wednesday. Anything? Do we have anything for tomorrow? Bounce is expected by Wednesday and might hold it up till the 27th. Then after that, the contraction is expected to resume. But after that, it's saying that it might pick up some strength again from the 15th of April. You can't bank on that at all. Projections are all severely negative for DTCK. Volume in this session 148,000 shares. WALN down 35.08%. Sorry, VALN. VALN, yeah, listed. No, it's not. Okay. Let's see what we have here for VALN. VALN down 35.08%. There's some news here. Valneva Pfizer Lyme vaccine PF 07-30745 show greater than 70% efficacy in phase 3 VEDA trial, but fails primary endpoint statistical criterion as Pfizer pursues approval. Pfizer Valneva Lyme vaccine shows more than 70% efficacy but misses key goal. All right, okay, yeah. So lower prices are expected to continue to print up to the 6th of April. From the 7th, it's expected that maybe the bounce might attempt to resume the uptrend. Projections are saying 8.24 to pivotal upper projection. Momentum is expected to continue to weaken, but might begin to pick up from the 2nd of April. There's a chance that by the 6th, Monday the 6th, it may cross above its 10-day moving average. WSHP, not enough data. Proceeds from incentive grants exercises and the prime momentum drive 19% today, 19% gain. It's down. Bishop Holdings closed 11.67 on March 20th. Okay, let's see. This is not exactly what's going on right now. Yeah. So it doesn't have enough data. Doesn't have enough data. Projections are saying 37.76, 46.97, 52.65. Okay, I think 3 days ago the company announced $2 million proceeds from the exercise of performance incentive grants. 4-hour chart is yeah, no extrapolations as well. Let's see, projections are saying 16.8. Yeah. LNKS down 82.67%. Yeah, let's see what we can find any news behind this plunge. LNKS, is there anything there? Okay. Price is $60 million. Best efforts public offering of 23.1 million units with attached warrants. Proceeds will fund a potential increase in LPW Electronics stake and for general corporate purposes. Let's see. LK and LNKS. Okay, so far volume is 3.7 million shares in this session. Lower prices are expected to remain in place up till tomorrow, the 24th. Then after that, it might get a bounce and might hold it up till the 25th of March midday, and then thereafter might contract further, even print lower low. So as a matter of fact, it's saying that the trend is to the downside. The peaks are expected to continue to decline, and the lows are also expected to continue to decline based on this 4-hour chart. Projections are saying 0.3167. This is its 4-hour chart. Previous projections pointed to the highs of around 1.11, 1.35, 1.5 as of Friday, the close of Friday, the 20th session. Let's see what we have on its daily chart. On the daily chart, there are no extrapolations. Projections here are saying 1.35. Is it a low float stock? How I wish we can find out. Yeah, we might try and find out from here. NKS. Down 82.45%. Okay, I think we might still be able to find out anyway. This is what it did today, Friday. This volume 32.99 today. Yeah, 32.99. Sorry. Yeah. Let's see. and then Friday 3.53, Tuesday 93.19, Thursday 33.19, Thursday. I think yeah, it looks like a low float, but volume, it's been trading heavy volumes of late. It's been trading heavy volumes of late. Yeah. Let's see what I did. This LNKS. I think it has a low float. But it should have. It's just a chance it has a low. Yeah, it has. It's up now. Yeah. Okay. 50-day average is 4.57, and I think it's because of the huge volumes he has been trading of late. Today's volume is 36 million shares. So it's because of the heavy volumes he has been trading of recent. Today's 35 million. Thursday was 99 million. The day before 32 million. Yeah, those 3 dates cost this 50-day average of around 4.58 million. Outside that, I think its effective float is a tiny one. Yeah. So on the 18th, it rallied, got a rejection. It rallied on the 18th, 2 straight session of gains, yeah, and then started to correct from Friday and up down today as well. LNKS, Linkhouse Industries announces pricing of $16 million best efforts public offering. Yeah. We gained Nasdaq compliance as of early this month.